Alright, Oscar. Catwoman's directed by a man named Teoh. How many syllables do we think this is?
4. 4?
Teoh.
Pity off.
Pity off.
Pity off.
Pity. You know, this movie's a pity.
Off. My name is Oscar.
My name is Carl. This is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch, bad films and try and find them a little home. Every film deserves a little audience.
Try and find them a little home.
Yeah. I've been thinking this podcast, because I was writing like a bio for this podcast, and I genuinely thought the message is actually quite nice. We watch bad films, but every film deserves an audience. But we have not done that at all for 35 episodes or what it is. We just constantly go, no one should watch this, it's bad. So now I'm going to try and be, all these films deserve an audience, and that's my goal now. And it should be your goal as well, Carl.
Alright, well, let's try and find a home for Catwoman, which currently has a 3.4 on IMDb, a 1.3 on Letterboxd, and a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oscar, if this film does have a plot, what is it?
Well, a shy woman, endowed with speed, reflexes, and sense of a cat, walks a thin line between criminal and hero, even as Detective... I thought his name was Dogley. Even as a detective dodgily pursues her, fascinated by both her personalities. I don't know what that means.
I don't think that's right at all.
No. Pretty much, Halle Berry's a shy nerd, the nerdiest nerd you've ever seen. She dies, gets licked by some cats, and well, you do the rest.
No, definitely not for anybody that's an actual fan of Catwoman.
No.
None of it's right.
What's the plot? Because I've only seen is it Tim Burton, the first Batman one?
Yeah, the Batman Returns.
Yeah.
It's the second, but I don't know, she's not meant to have, like, feline powers.
Yeah. Did someone...
Like, it's weird. Like, a really gross misjudgment of being like, she's really attracted to catnip. Like, they'll love to see that. Want to see her slopping down on sushi because she's super into salmon.
Just going to town on some cans of tuna, licking her paws. That's what the audience wants to see.
Like, I think Teoh definitely has a fetish, and he was like, what if we paid Halle Berry to be a part of this fetish?
This seems...
Teoh.
Teoh. It's pretty gross. It's like a fetish that I don't know what it is. It's out there somewhere, and someone's into it, but it's a weird film to stumble upon.
It's definitely not me.
No.
I'm definitely not into it. Alright, Oscar, before we jump into reviewing this film, let's rewind to when our younger selves hadn't seen it, and they tried to guess who they thought would watch it. Oscar,
Catwoman. It's a film. I've seen little clips of it. The catnip scene. Have you seen that scene?
Yeah. I watched this when I was very young.
Oh,
on a portable DVD player, travelling across Australia.
How did it hold up?
Sorry?
How did it hold up? In your memory. Are you fond of that memory?
Sorry? I think so. As a kid, I remember loving The Master of Disguise, and that was one of the same films I watched. So, and I don't think The Master of Disguise holds up, so...
I was the same with Son of a Mask. I'm like, this is great. I don't know why people are saying the two are different. Yeah. This one's fantastic. They play Twister.
The dog gets the mask. Alan Cummings.
He nails it, I'll say that.
Alan Cummings commits to anything he's given, so bless the man.
But who do we think Catwoman's for? Because I think it's just a little bit before the superhero explosion, if you will. Don't know why I said it like
where's
that.
Catwoman's cinematic universe?
Who would play Catwoman now, do you reckon?
Whose cast is there in the new one?
Is there a new one coming?
Zoe Kravitz.
Really?
Yeah, she's
nice.
the new Catwoman.
Go her.
Yeah, actually, I think she'd be quite good. I like Zoe Kravitz.
Is it a Marvel thing, or is it like a DC thing?
Yeah, it's the Robert Pattinson Batman. She's in that.
Oh, she's in that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very excited. Cool.
God, as for who's this for, I don't know. I can only assume... I know that the director has, like, one name.
Yep.
And I like to imagine him as a little German boy seeking to make his perfect Catwoman film.
Teoh, I need to make it.
And I think it's not for Teoh now, but I think it's for 9-year-old Teoh.
I think, wow, that's pretty special. If he could invent a time machine and go back and show his 9-year-old self that, he'd be like, wow, the hell did you do? How is the cat doing that? How is a human jumping and doing things?
Don't think, like, I think in retrospect, this movie's probably really humiliating for Halle Berry.
Because was it just before she won an Oscar or after?
I think it was just after, or maybe she was doing it, like it would have been filmed before she got the Oscar and came out after she got the Oscar, or she got it off of... I don't know, I just hope she made a lot of money.
I hope so too. I hope she made a lot of money.
Halle Berry deserves the world.
She does.
Oscar, who do you reckon it's for?
I'm gonna say it now. If you... it seems like I'm hoping it's like a bit of a fun one. I hope if you don't like Marvel films or superhero films and you want to watch Halle be a cat for an hour and a half, then this is for you. This is who you would want to watch it. What?
Sure, that's a thing.
No, I'm doubling down. If you don't like films, maybe this film's for you. Lock it in.
It's an anti-film film.
Yeah.
If you don't like films,
you're gonna love this.
You're gonna love
this.
All right. Let's get to it. All right. Well, an hour 44 is fucking criminal for this movie. Was my main takeaway when I turned it on.
What happens? What is it like? What?
I don't know how it fills out that time.
Yeah.
Most of it's the credits where it's just like famous paintings, but cats are on them.
Yeah. So it starts off of like cat hieroglyphics. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's like the Sistine Chapel, but instead of their penises, it's cats.
I love it. It's like such like a thing of like cats were behind every major disaster in history.
It's like the cats are the equivalent of like when somebody in one of those movies realizes the villain is in the background of every picture, but it's a fucking cat standing there.
It's like the Hindenburg and a cat with a lighter, just like he did it.
Hitler was a cat. I would loved it if there was just like that Kevin Spacey film 9 Lives floating through the credits.
Just more natural, like the plague, but then like a rat's there, but a cat's behind the rat, just like the cat did the plague.
Whoever had to draw all these things, like, because I doubt that they're real.
The
hieroglyphics. Heidi's.
Heidi's.
They're Heidi's.
They look kind of real because I feel like they had cats, but there's like the 16th chapel. So many of those. You're like, no way.
And then her narration starts, and she's like, "Well, the day I died, it's the best day of my life. Why? Because it's the day that I lived." And then it's like 1 week earlier, and I was like, I've had enough. I paused the film, and I was like, "Dude, is this one where I tap out and I just pretend I've seen it for the episode?" Like,
you probably could lie. Yeah. I mean, it'd be awkward though if we both decided to do that. God, what do you think, Carl? What do you think, Oscar? What did you think about the
I loved opening? When she did that thing. What was the thing? Explain the thing.
Because it's like the record scratch of, yep, bet you're wondering how I got here, in this lake.
Oh, it's like and I guarantee you somebody wrote it on like a script and was like, is this profound? The day I died was the day I started to live.
Teoh grabbed it and went, holy shit, that's deep. Put that at the start.
There was like a trailer for Nathan Fillion's new rookie cop show or whatever.
Yeah. And
somebody was like, it's like he's getting held at gunpoint and they're just like, do you want to live? And it's like his narration being like, I'm not sure I've ever lived. And I was like, who wrote this for CBS? Like, come on.
But he's not monologuing, he's just saying out loud. The gunman's like, don't be poetic with me.
I'm not sure I've ever lived. Can you imagine? That would just make somebody shoot you faster.
Yeah. Oh my god, a poet. Bam! How dare you.
And now we get to see behind the curtain of the beauty industry. And I don't think this is how it works.
No, this is how it works pretty much.
There's like an evil round table and somebody standing in the middle. Like,
So wait, so Halle Berry's dead, but then we go back.
Yeah.
And now we're in her workplace, right?
It's like a day in the life of Halle Berry. She's shy. She doesn't wear nice clothes. Everybody's mean.
I don't really like
Lois is there.
I love it because like next week or like 2 weeks now we got like Meg. We've got a whole Family Guy.
I know, right?
thing
We've
going.
got all the Family Guy people. I have to do a Seth MacFarlane film.
God, what was that? The A Million Dies to Die in the West or something?
Yeah, do that. Do Hellboy 2.
Does he do that?
He's a voice in Hellboy 2.
Good, nice.
He's a robot.
Yeah, so let's talk about Halle's, and I know she's meant to be daggy looking, but the clothing choice, I think the makeup, the wardrobe people really went to town.
They clearly just smothered her in glue and then rolled her through clothes and was like, whatever sticks to you, it's what you're wearing today. And she was like, cool, I'm wearing...
Jared from Subway pants and a vest.
It's like she's wrapped up in a cocoon. But we get to see like these evil bosses, and they're like pitching a new like L'Oreal thing to wear, and it's like an evil round table, and they're like, and this is how we're being evil, and everyone just like gives an applause.
Yeah, so yes, that's very good. Yes,
and I'm like, I don't think that's how it works.
It's strange because so you got the big CEO, I haven't learned his name, and his wife, who was the old model of the agency, and she's. As the CEO's like, this is our new campaign, she stands up like, I'm quitting. I'm done with this company. And the CEO is like so evil. It's like, why are you yelling at her?
So British. So British and evil.
It's so funny. Oh, Tallywad, you have not done this on my makeup day.
I love it because then we get to see him interact with Halle Berry.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you see this thing you drew? It's not red or black enough. Do you really think this is out? And I was like, are you colorblind? Because it's red and black.
Yeah, because so the guy like goes to her desk. He's like, "What is this?" He's just like a nice ad agency. He's like, "I wanted this color slightly different. Pack your things up."
Yeah.
It's a 2-second job on Photoshop.
Yeah. The main villain is like, this is ridiculous. Give her a deadline.
Yeah. Any feedback? It's like a first draft. It's like, you're done. It wasn't perfect. How I wanted it. I won't give you any feedback. You're done here. She gets kind of fired, but then not really.
No, well, they give her like a midnight deadline. And I'm like, why does it need to be in by midnight? Who is she going to give it to at midnight?
Exactly.
Why can't it be 9 a.m. the next day?
Yeah.
Why can't it be 5 p.m. that afternoon? Why midnight? It makes no sense. We get to see her apartment.
Yes. It's lovely.
Huge.
How the hell does she afford? Because she's like.
But didn't you see the thing she drew? It had 2 colors.
Yeah, but it was bad. It was not the perfect red. She should get, a fine.
It was a maroon. It's Maroon 5. It was a picture of Adam Levine.
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
What the hell is this? Did I ask for sugar?
I'm at a payphone and I'm not chuffed.
Memories. Cardi B. Collaborating.
You know more Maroon songs than me, so I'll end the bit here.
Animals.
Shit. Go on, do their whole discography.
She will be loved.
I think you're just outing yourself as a Maroon 5 fan now.
Love Maroon 5. What can I say?
So she's at home. Her house is disgustingly lovely. Like,
Yeah,
too
it
much.
is.
Like, she has such perfect, like, interior designing that I just don't know how her, like, clothing is like this.
Yeah. But also, so there's like a party going on. It's
Yeah.
like 4 a.m. in the morning. This party won't stop. And I'm like, why is it on her to do something? Wouldn't everyone be pissed off?
Yeah, call the cops. Is that something? Yeah, it's noise complaints in America.
Anyway, she goes to try and talk to them, but she has no voice.
Oh my god.
She can't get it
Is
out.
that a metaphor?
It is a metaphor.
I don't... What's that?
Petoff doesn't know either.
Because she's like, could you keep... No.
She's doing her best Tom Holland impression. Hi, I'm Tom Holland.
Can you keep the party music down? I'm trying to be prepared for Spider-Man 2. I've got to do some webs.
He like recently came out and was like, my dream job would be like James Bond, and I'm like, what? You just being like, hi, my name's James Bond.
Can we fuck? I'll have a martini. I'll have just a beer. just a nice beer.
Can I just have a bowl of olives?
He eats them like a cat.
Can I have a bowl of olives and a straw? And he just sits the end of the straw on the olive sucks it, not to get it into the straw, but just to hold it at the end, and then moves the straw around to go into his mouth. And then he doesn't eat it whole, he just nibbles at it.
Like a rat. The bartender's like, do you want a toothpick? He's like, no, too dangerous for me.
I'm afraid of toothpicks. Just a bowl of olives.
So she's nailing it. Why is she the next Spider-Man? She should be the next Spider-Man.
Oh god. Anyway, so
yeah. So anyway, she
there's like a teleporting cat.
Yep. There's a magical cat.
It's like the one from Alice in Wonderland. I was like, what's going on? The cat's like, she's like, not. Can you imagine if you were like sitting around at home, suddenly there's a fucking cat in your apartment?
I don't think you've ever owned a cat, Carl, because that happens constantly.
Yeah,
just
but you've bought the cat.
No,
she doesn't own a cat.
No, constantly cats are just flying. You've never been around cats. They just kind of show up.
Outed yourself as a crazy cat man.
You're Maroon 5. I'm a crazy cat person. We're both losing at life. Okay, we're not doing great. Not Tom Holland though. Anyway, yeah. So there's this evil cat that's popping about. I said evil cat. I don't know if it's evil, but it pops up, and it's on outside her balcony.
Yeah. So logically, she's like, I'm gonna get it. I'm like, leave the cat. It got up there. It'll find a way back down.
No. She has to save it. So she goes out the window. She's like, well, the cat's up there. All I've got is this rickety AC unit. I guess I'll step on that. Try and grab the cat.
And basically she's like, I've got a rickety AC unit, or I could build a bridge out of toothpicks, which seems safer.
I don't know. I think I'll just kind of whisper at it, try and grab it. Anyway, yeah, she goes to get the cat. What happens, Carl?
Well, a cop is driving by at the precise time, and because this movie also wants to have a bit of a romance in it too, they decided that a guy hops out and is like, "Don't kill yourself. I'm a cop."
Which is that's a pretty sad, that's a pretty bad like take on life. If people think you're committing suicide, they've look at you and gone, "Oh God, you could."
Yeah,
you?
you're like. Here's the thing. I reckon if I was in the same situation, they'd be like, "That guy's rescuing a cat. He looks well put together."
Is that a Maroon 5 t-shirt? Fucking hell, it's gonna jump. Yeah, no, she's in a daggy clothes. The cop's like, "Oh my God, this might be something to live for."
Even if she was just chilling in her apartment, I think he would have looked up at the window and been like, "She's depressed. Gotta go look at her painting solemnly at the window."
Smashes down the door with a gun, like, "Don't do it, honey."
What apartment number? I hate how quickly he gets. This is the first bit where you realize how awful the editing is.
Oh, it's
him running up those stairs. It like cuts every step, and there's 100 steps. And she's like falling for all 100 of them. It looks like it'd be so easy for her to get back in the apartment.
Yeah, she's on and sure the AC unit's like slightly broke, but it's just dipped down a little bit.
I actually thought he'd probably do more harm and accidentally push her.
That's how he dies. Yeah, so he saves her.
Yeah,
and she must be pretty traumatized.
But she's like, "I gotta go to work." It's like, I'm like, "This is your morning? You've done so much."
And he does, and like, sure, he knows there's a cop, but she's just like, "Lock up behind yourself," and runs out the door.
Actually, it just occurred to me, it's ridiculous that she's complaining about the noise next door, because she has a 12 a.m. deadline the next day. She should be working anyway. She shouldn't need to be sleeping.
That's what I don't get, because apparently, like, that's the thing, yeah, so she's finished her work, she's like, "I'm sleepy." If anything, she doesn't need to sleep. She's done the deadline.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Ridiculous. Anyway, she accidentally drops her wallet, so Benjamin Bratt, who's the actor of the cop, decides to...
Oh, nice. I've just called him Cop, so good thing you've got a name
Benjamin
there.
Bratt.
Benjamin Bratt.
He decides that he's going to rob her. Do you remember he picks up that wallet and he's just like...
"Oh, cash. Oh, I'm just a policeman."
Well, I did save her. I do deserve money.
She's back in the office. Now, who are her co-workers?
Alright. So it's a sassy gay guy that speaks 2 lines, and Lois Griffin.
Yeah. This woman is so horny. All she wants to do is, she's like a Sex and the City, all of them molded into one.
Yeah. They just melted her down, and they were like, "It's Mecha Samantha."
"I need 4 Cosmos now." Just engulfs them.
"Where's Mr. Big?"
"Who took all the olives?" Tom Holland. Oh no.
Tom Holland's like spirit animal's got to be a squirrel, like a little British squirrel that's wearing half a tux. Have you ever seen a man so petite and innocent? He's like 4'3". Like, he's adorable.
You wanted to give him a little pat on the head.
It's good. You see him like Chaos walking and he's like, and I'm tough. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not even up to like the leg of Daisy Ridley.
She was in Star Wars. I do think I'm tough, and his brain's all got like, oh, I'm not tough.
I'm not tough. I'm just little Tom Holland.
Oh, I wish I was brave.
I love that we've weaved a personality for this. Tom Holland has nothing to do with this film. Why have we gotten on
Tom Holland's listening, just like those bastards. He throws away all his olives.
He's like, I'll show them. Puts on bigger shoes.
Oh no! Now I just look smaller.
Spikes his hair up. Look at me. I'm not going to eat olives anymore. I'm going to have cherry.
Oh, it all ties together. Oh, I wish we were doing a Tom Holland bit, but we're doing Catwoman.
I know, do we pivot?
We do pivot.
With a Tom Holland podcast. Have you seen his latest Instagram post? Boy, is he with GQ.
Alright, so, yeah, so we got these fun co-workers.
The basically Benjamin Bratt walks in, she's like, that's a man sandwich if ever I've seen one. And I went, a man sandwich. It's the grossest term I've ever heard.
Which is gross. Then she immediately follows up with, hey, you got a phone number? Phone? Cone? Bone? Rhyming isn't important.
You can tell that they were like improv and she was like, I don't think the scene needs it. And you've given me nothing to play off of.
What's my character? You decide.
You're all of the Sex and the City girls. You fly to Dubai after this. Because, you know, a feminism.
Alright, so the cop asks Catwoman out.
Yeah, so basically, did you notice that all of the computers just have a picture on them?
Yeah, but just a picture.
Like, some, they were like, oh, do we have the computers on in the background? Somebody was like, no, just put up a picture.
Just something. Anything, like, makeup related? No. Just a JPEG. You decide.
I love the fact that he's like, I want to apologize for thinking you were going to kill yourself.
In front of the whole office?
Yeah.
It's definitely like a personal matter. Like, hey, I'm sorry you tried to jump out of a window.
Crazy cat lady over here. And then that one gay guy that hasn't said anything is like, hello, remember? Like, just interjecting.
Yeah, it's a strange character choice
No,
to put
I
it
watched
in.
this movie during Mardi Gras week, and I feel like it just detracted from all of the rights.
Oh yeah, just like Stonewall just got
Yeah.
a bit like, oh no.
Let's see how far we've gone from It's a Sin to the gay side character in Catwoman.
Truly, this is the pinnacle of gay representation.
Oh, God. They definitely did not go to San Francisco to shoot this, because the CGI of the city's awful.
Oh yeah, well, we haven't really talked about the CGI, have we? We haven't really got up to it yet.
Well, but they have so many CGI buildings. Pitoff's like, look at this, it's a window. Jokes, it's a building now.
Whoa.
You're like, whoa, what? And all of like the little CGI cats. Basically, she goes to this like, for her midnight thing, she goes to like a giant factory.
Yeah, they're
and
like,
it's like, here's my document.
yeah, there's like the big, I don't know why. She's like, must be in PR. Not
Yeah.
like not PR, like advertising. They're like, okay, cool. Go to the chemical warehouse where we make our product. These two shouldn't be together. And yet they've been sent her to like a chemical warehouse to drop off the plans.
And they're like, she just finds her way in.
Yeah. No
Like,
security.
very easily.
They've like stressed. There's like security, there's guns, there's so much stuff. And she just waltz on in and overhears the plan.
I love it. The one of the doctors is like, it's barbaric. It's gonna kill people. And she's like, I don't care.
Well, did you think cream-based, this would be a cream-based movie? Like, the whole movie would be about this?
About cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it shows that the screenwriters have never used a feminine product before.
No, just like, what do? Just sluther it on your face? That's makeup, right? That's the all-in-one?
Yeah, it was originally like a hair curler that came to life and killed them. And they were like, you gotta stop the hair curl. Because it's the villain and the plot is based on nothing within Catwoman comics. So it's like...
What? But that's fine if they go for like a standard plot. But this is so...
Such a left field.
Yeah.
Like...
And it feels like such a dig at women. Because all the women's like... I mean, the main villain, it just wants to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Which feels so 2004. Just like, what do you mean women have... No, they have no character. They want to be beautiful or they'll kill the rest of the world.
Also, did you see the Razzie nominations came out today?
No.
And they nominated Doolittle for like a slew of them.
Nice.
And my favourite one they nominated them for was Worst On-Screen Couple, Robert Downey Jr. and his Welsh accent.
Oh, we beat them to it. God, Doolittle's fun.
Oh god. Anyway, she then is like running away. They're shooting at her.
Yeah, they're shooting at
She
her.
goes down into these giant fucking pipes. I don't know why the factory has them.
I don't know, well, two things. I don't know why the factory has them. I don't know why there's a slit that you can walk into and there's a door you can close. Like, oh, sewerage, we might need to get in there sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand why they have so much water.
So
They
much-
flush her out, and I would be like, this is about a city's worth of water you're using to crush her.
On just tap, they just have it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, well,
Then
yeah.
somebody was just like, turn on all of the taps, flush all of the toilets. Just like, she was like, whoa. She like surfs her way out of
There's
it.
like only 3 people in the building, so it's just like a slight puddle pushes her away.
Oh god. So she ends up on this like rock. She's dead.
She's dead.
All these CGI cats start to trot themselves out.
Give her a little lick.
Ugh. I'm gonna say it right now. Let's name all these cats.
Well, good thing. So the main magical cat is called Midnight.
Is it?
Yeah, well, this is why I take
I've got
notes.
Skimbleshanks. I've got Skimbleshanks, McCavity,
Why do you think
Mr. Mistopheles. That's the one. That's the Tom Holland cat.
Oh, he's so Mr. Mistopheles. If Tom Holland wasn't Spider-Man, how did he get Spider-Man? He's such a magician energy.
He does, doesn't he? He's got such an energy that's just like, you want to see some close hand up magic? Oh, I haven't got my cards.
Oh no, I've nibbled on them.
Oh my god, is a rat eating these cards, Tom Holland? No, I got hungry on the bus home.
He sits in the seat, but his legs are too small to reach
Yeah, they're
the
just
bottom.
dangling. They can't hit the bottom. Oh, drats.
He's got a big lollipop, just licking it.
He's dressed up one of like those little children back in the day that went to the carnival with like those hats with a ribbon. Just like, he's like, this is my Sunday outing clothes.
All right, so
The industry will never convince me Tom Holland's cool. They'll never convince me.
no, Spider-Man works. He's meant to be like a nerdy teenager,
God.
but like I don't know why he's done like 3 action films.
He's done
hasn't he?
so like I love him.
Yeah.
But I'll never get why they're
Give him, like,
he's
20
a
years.
tough guy, and I'm like, no, he's not.
I could
He's
take
Tom
him.
Holland.
Oh, it is weird. He needs to age up. Keep doing
Yeah,
like
he
other
does.
things.
He needs to take like, I was gonna say serotonin steroids.
You know, if Tom Holland took MDMA, I think he could really pull off the action guy.
I reckon Tom Holland should really get into crack.
I think he'd be a pretty good crackhead, actually.
Yeah, I think he'd be a great crackhead. I'm Tom Holland.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, these cats decide to like lick her. I like that after she's done, she immediately gets powers.
Yeah.
And it's like she hears a bird far away and can see a thing scatter. And I went, these are awful powers. Imagine having this, that you're enjoying something and suddenly it's a fucking bird flying around you.
We're skipping ahead, but like, yeah, when she goes to the magical witch, plot twist, the witch is just sort of like, oh, this is a really cool power. It also can be kind of shit though.
Yeah,
They admit it themselves.
I do love the fact that they get the walk of her like a cat quite well.
Yeah.
And you can tell that Tom Hooper watched this and was just like, oh, they've nailed it.
They've nailed it.
I'm going to put it in cats. If they had CGI cat fur, boy, would this... Do you reckon he used it? He was like, guys, I need a lot of money. Because as we all remember, Catwoman was a huge hit.
If you can take away one thing from Catwoman, it was that walk, right?
Yeah.
The pitch meeting, like, what the fuck?
What do you... He's like, hear this, we're going to round up a ton of celebrities, put them in a cat school.
Thoughts? How much did that cost? $4 million.
Alright, well, let's make it 8.
Twice as long.
Yeah.
Taylor, you're going off tour.
Yeah, Taylor, you've got to stop everything. Don't worry, you'll bounce back by regressing into a cabin and writing a folk album. You'll find your way back.
Oh, you reckon? That's so depressing. I feel like...
Tom Hooper needs to find a way into a fucking cabin. Anyway, so she gets all these powers.
Funky powers.
I love the fact that she she still has a bad back. So, like, all of these powers couldn't fix her spine.
What spine? Does she have back problems?
Then she's, like, kind of, like, hobbling. She's like, God, I'm in a lot of pain. Like, just hobbling around. And I'm like, you got to... Imagine if it's like if Spider-Man got bit by a spider and then was just like, oh, I've still got osteoporosis.
Ah, my arthritis is killing me. I can't do the web thing.
My loins. Oh.
Tom Holland's loins.
I'm so obsessed today.
Oh god.
Let's go to so then she finds that same cat again.
Yeah.
And is like, you've got an owner. Let's go see the owner. The owner's name is Ophelia Powers. Ophelia Powers.
Oh no. Oh god.
Cackled. I'm Ophelia Powers. I was like, what?
She just grabs her. She's like,
Wait. Definitely a Catwoman.
Meow. Are there? Have we talked about the many cat puns I've just thrown in there?
There's so many. All of them are just like, I like pussy. Cats.
I just shat in a litter box.
It's her just being like, dogs unsaddle me. Like, this is a comic book hero, and so far she's rubbed her face with catnip.
Yep.
Been splashed with water and yelled at a dog, and her friends fainted, and those are the stakes at the moment.
We're 50 minutes in as well. We're like so quickly in.
Let's go to when she goes to a school and they play, and this is a famous scene. This basketball scene is so famous for being one of the most poorly edited sequences in a film. This is you cannot follow what's going on in this sequence.
It's terrible. They have this shot where he's marking her and he's like thrusting and she's like waggling her butt, and
she's
you're like,
oh, do we booty bump? Like, and I'm like, there's kids around. Do you remember the last time you were at a school and there were two adults you'd never met and you're going 1v1, 1v1. I love it too because all of the kids ask for it, and then as soon as the game's done, they're like, can we have our ball back, please?
Can you please, you dumb cop?
Yeah.
You fucking pig. Also, what cat do you know that plays basketball? Because I don't know many.
There's got to be one in Space Jam, surely.
Oh no, Sylvester the cat. He doesn't do very well though. He's on the bench.
Big Space Jam fan over here.
Big fan.
So now that she's got a new confidence, what happens when there's a party next door?
Oh, she goes, hey, shut up.
I was so confused because is it a bar or is it a party?
I think it's a party that has had the same people there
every
for
night.
every
But they've
week.
got a bar.
Yeah, they've gone, well, fuck, we're going to be here every week, might as well get a bar going.
It's bizarre. I also, this is the origin story for her whip. She pulls out a soda stream cable and whips off the thing, and that's how she realizes she's good at whipping. How lame is that?
Stop.
Why? It's like if Bruce Wayne was just like shopping around and somebody was like, hey, you want to try on this cape? And he was like, oh, it looks good on me.
Wow, I think I really nailed this.
Oh,
at H&M, just like, this looks great.
Wow, have you got this in black?
No, we've got red.
Oh, well, have you got a floral? I'll just take the moo-moo.
Batman in a moo-moo, just like, I've got so much freedom in this area. She walks past, she gets a makeover, she's like all sexy now. Just quickly, before this, she hadn't changed clothes for the whole first act of the film. Did you notice that?
Yeah, well, they rolled her around in a lot of glue, Oscar. So much glue.
Halle Berry had to get sprayed with just like high pressure water to get that off. She goes to a jewelry store. She passes that because she gets.
We're over an hour in, right? This is like the first proper action sequence.
Yeah.
We had a little foot chase in a sewer.
Which
and
wasn't.
Then she got flushed away like
it
a
wasn't
fucking
even a foot
spider.
chase. It was just like she's in a pipe for like a while, and they're like, "We'll just press the button." Oh,
you can tell Teoh just loves pipes.
Big pipe man.
And he's really into pipes because he's got a giant pipe.
Vagina? He has a big vagina.
Ophelia pipes.
Peter, what are you doing with those pipes?
Peter. Oh, so she finds these bank robbers, and she says something about being perfect.
This is the perfect idea to rob this jewelry store, boys.
Oh, no. And then does she rob it?
Yeah, she robs it.
Yeah.
I think she kills them, by the way. This is a really important thing. She kills them.
Yeah. She rides one of them like a skateboard.
That's right.
She's like, Cowabunga, dude!
She like hits them like a bowling ball. Like they'll knock over.
It's like the Wii bowling. Everybody...
Yay! The cop, again, there's only one cop in this entire massive town because he's investigating the jewelry store heist and this murder.
Also, this is where I realized her name is Patience.
Oh, I'd been writing Halle for this whole time. Like, what is her name? Because then they start using her name a lot, and I'm surprised no one goes Patience.
So she then starts Googling cats, women, cat history. The Cat in the Hat.
She goes on a Mike Myers little tangent. Back to cats.
My favorite thing, so she goes back to Ophelia Powers and is like, teach me your ways. And she was like, well, when I was denied tenure. And I was like, you tried to get tenure for cat history? No wonder you were denied.
Hey, I study cats. That's cool. Bit weird. Can you pay me for 20 years for not doing any work?
Just what more do you hope to discover? Did you not see the long history and paintings that we already have?
I drew all
of
those
cats?
cat murals and no one was happy.
Oh god, so she gets a new mask because of this. And then, to be honest, I actually don't have a full grasp of the plot from here until the climax.
Okay.
Like, she's looking for the people that work for the cream, and I think it leads from one to another.
Yeah, so she's looking for the person that killed her. That's her whole, like, plot. Also, again, she has murdered 3 people. Let's not remember that, because there's a bit at the end where she's like, murder's wrong. She's murdered. Anyway, so she goes to kill the person that killed her. She goes to, I think, the CEO's house. Is that right?
Yeah.
She goes to the CEO's house. His wife is there. And she's just like, I don't really like him. You can kill him. Here's where he is. This is his address. She's like, thank you. She's like, yep, cool. Kill him for me. I dislike him. We're like, she bows down so quickly.
Yeah. Like, this... I don't know. What a poor villain.
Well, because the CEO's meant to be the villain, but then in twist, the wife's also the villain.
Yeah, it's like, oh, who would have thought the more famous person's the villain?
Yeah.
God, so anyway, she ends up getting into a pretty good relationship with Benjamin Bratt. They go home, they have sex.
Yes.
I was pretty floored by this. He gets up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
To go get some water. Halle Berry's fridge has a glass front.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Is it? I don't know if you want to see the inside of your fridge.
I mean, it's filthy that you don't.
Yeah.
But if you're a cat, you're very clean. Because cats are clean, dogs are messy.
It's just salmon. So much salmon. It's like, well, is there a fucking fish market in your fridge?
Why do you have so much raw, uncooked tuna?
Anyway, he then steps on some jewelry and is like, oh, wait a minute. This is from that thing earlier.
Is it from that murder investigation I'm doing? Also, the jewelry thing. He's got so many cases. I don't know how he has the time. But yeah, he works out because I think she's written... she stands him up at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
He gets her a coffee that says sorry. And at the bank jewelry store, the writing matches.
It's similar? Yeah.
Yes. But, Carl, I don't know how this is... Because it looks identical, right? What do you call it? The writing expert?
Yeah.
Is sort of like... The guy's like, these look pretty similar. He's like, well, actually, the O is from a very repressed, boring person. And this O is actually from a really fun, exciting person. You put these people in a room, they're completely different. They know so much from the O and the R and sorry. I don't get it. This R likes tennis. There you go.
This Y into leisure sports. But that Y, water sports.
Oh, you would not believe how
the
much.
sex kind.
Just fucking in a pool.
So she ends up getting arrested, and then the director's like, but I don't know if it's really her.
Yeah, so yeah, they arrest her, which is crazy.
Yeah.
How does she get out, Carl? Because how would you, a superhero, get out of a jail? I would just walk out. I would just leave the jail cell.
Oh, so I'm not wrong, and she just leaves.
She just
Okay,
goes. She
right.
goes. Well, I'm a cat, so I guess I could probably fit through these bars, and she just can. Which was incredibly lazy.
Yeah.
She then jumps out of a window,
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh my god, I almost ran you over. Are you okay? And she's like, nah, cat! And it's like...
She throws a cat. One of her powers is just being able to manifest the cat and throw it.
She gets in the car, and then she drives to the opera, where the CEO guy is.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, so anyway... Is that where we're up to? The opera? Is the opera... I thought the opera was before she got to court.
Sorry, yes.
I think we've breezed past the opera.
Sorry, yeah.
It's like a bubble show's happening and she walks on and everybody's like, this is great, and starts applauding. And I'm like, there's a lot of applauding in this film.
She goes to, like, the wife's house and then she, like, murders her husband, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we should, actually.
Yeah.
Alright.
So anyway, so she's taken this car from this jail.
Yep.
And she's driven over to the CEO's house where the wife is also at. What is at this house, Carl?
The... Sharon Stone?
Sharon Stone is there, and she's murdered her husband.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I think you killed the husband. And Catwoman's like, I don't think I did. She's like, here's a gun.
And she, like, catches the gun.
Which is, like, the comedy ending of, like...
Horrible Bosses?
Yeah. Charlie Day's like, don't catch it!
No!
Rats! And then what's it called? Sharon Stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, then goes like, I've got a button to press, and all the cops and the lights show up. Oh, but then, sorry, no, Halle Berry gets arrested. Is that what she gets arrested?
Yeah. Oh, fuck it. Who cares? So they're in a big fight at the end.
Yeah, so they're at a big fight scene.
So they do like a giant fight. She's a very casual villain, isn't she, Sharon Stone?
She is so upsetting because it's... So, okay, wait. So this cream, we haven't really talked about it, but this cream, you put it on your skin, it kills you unless you keep using it. She's used it for like 20 years. Her skin's really hard. That's her superpower.
Is that established? That she has hard skin?
Yeah. Because this fight scene, because pretty much it's just a woman and Catwoman's just beating her up. It's very upsetting. And then you're kind of like, isn't this over? And she's like, I've got really tough skin. That's why you can keep punching me. They punch for like 8 minutes. The villain is no threat.
Why is the villain good at fighting too? She nearly beats Catwoman.
She does almost beat Catwoman, which is crazy because Catwoman has all these powers.
Yeah.
And she's not like she's super strong. She just has tough face skin.
Yeah.
That's it.
Also, so the villain ends up dying because she finds herself ugly.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, women. That's just... It's so bad, isn't it? Because I think she scratches her, she sees her skin, she's like, I'm ugly. And then just
Halle
jumps.
Berry's been trying to murder her horrifically for 5 minutes. And then it's like the moment she might die is like, quickly, give me your hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a turn.
Yeah, because like... So for the whole thing, she's like, murder's wrong. I think Halle Berry kills like 5 people.
Yeah, she does.
And she's on a high horse. She's like, you killed me. It's like, you've killed so many.
What's it called? She then falls off the billy like a Lego piece, just like spinning over and over and over again.
And then she lands like in the logo of like the cream.
And you're like, a metaphor. Petoff knows what's up. And then there's like a letter, and I guess the letter was the narration for the whole film.
Yep.
And then we get to see her in a full costume,
Catwoman.
and it's just like her in a bra.
Yeah, it's just her in a leather bra and like these very long, like, flare pants.
Weird. If this was released today, this would get savaged.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Just like,
why would she wear? She's basically got like leather 70s puffy pants.
Yeah.
And a bra on.
And it's like, well, I'm gonna fight crime.
Literally, the moment she gets stabbed, like she couldn't be more exposed for a shooting or a stabbing.
Don't be silly, Carl. If you aim for the legs, those flare pants are gonna fly. You don't know where the legs are. There's so much extra like material. Where is your legs? Bang, bang, bang. You can't find it.
It's like if Batman decided to go out in board shorts and a tank top, and was just like, and I'm ready for it all.
Oh no, a dog! Let's wrap it up. All right, so
the moon is fucking huge. Did you notice? I went, God, the tides must be fucked up. The moon is bigger than like the Empire State
Building. There's a tsunami coming in the background. Someone's like, I'm a cat. What the fuck am I meant to do up against water? I'm afraid of water.
She takes that on herself. She's like, there's a tsunami coming. Only I can fix this. Benjamin Pratt's like, that makes no sense. The moon is huge.
Because it looks a bit poetic, but you're right. The second you look at it, you go, that's Too big.
Way too big. Teoh was like, what if the whole sky was a moon? And they're like, that's never happened. Never happened.
Why has it never happened? It would look weird. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Doesn't even look like a real moon. Wouldn't have been surprised if the movie ended and there was like a face on the moon. It's like Teoh smiling, winking.
Wink to camera. Just walking like, Halle Berry's pretty hot, huh? Huh?
Huh?
I get to do that. Yeah, so...
He's like, I worked with her for a long time.
He's got like a 20-minute story.
He's like, oh god, so I guess what this movie's really about is...
Let's quickly wrap it up. So, Catwoman pretty much dumps the cop because she's like, we're too different. I'm a superhero, you're just a cop. And they just end
He's
it.
like, our O's don't match.
The horny friend, Lois, gets with the doctor.
Does she?
Yeah. Which is definitely like a crime in hospitals.
No, but crime against humanity, it feels. Is that it? There's really not that many characters, are there?
No, it's not. We didn't really get anybody. We got, I think there's
You got
5.
two villains that die.
Yeah.
Lois,
Yeah.
the detective, Catwoman,
And I guess the witch.
Ophelia Powers.
And 42 cats we've all named.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know, right?
There's a
Wild.
sexy whip at the end. That's how the film ends. And then it's just like... Oh
yeah, actually, how awful's the soundtrack in
it's
this?
atrocious.
It's like, what if every fight scene it was to R&B? It's like, what?
Should we score the basketball scene the exact same as the final fight? Yeah. Yeah, I think we should.
Oh, what a film.
What a film.
Alright, Oscar. Who would watch Catwoman?
As I said at the start of the episode, I'm gonna be more positive with these who would watch this. I'm gonna try and be serious and actually find an audience for this one. However, I didn't write down anything this week, so I'm gonna go back to exactly how I've been doing it for the last 30 days. If you in the 2004, this was like, I think Wolverine had come out, and they were like superheroes are a thing, so they made Catwoman.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone was happy about it when it came out?
This one?
Yeah.
Well, no, it got awful reviews. I wonder how much money it made. Do you know how much money it made?
I don't think it made
Here we go.
that
I think I've
much.
got it up
It
here.
cost a lot. It cost like 100 million.
Really?
Yeah.
You're right. It cost 100 million. It made 82 million worldwide.
Oh,
Only made 40 million in America.
that's really upsetting. And she was such a big name then. It must have just caught on that. It was just absolutely awful.
This is fun. It's an hour and 44 minutes, but in Ontario, it's only an hour 27. I wish we watched that cut.
I was looking for that so hard. I could...
What do you reckon they cut? All the cats?
They cut all the basketball scene.
When was this? Why she got two? Oh wait, no, it's a mirror. I thought it was her holding up two
I thought it was
scissors.
is it not?
No, it's her looking in the mirror.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought it was her holding up... Carl's holding a picture from a still of the film.
Oh, who even knows?
Who would watch this, Carl? Is what we're trying to figure out.
Hairdressers?
If you're working at like a makeup agency
Hmm.
and you're kind of just the quiet one, I guess this is a film for you.
I guess if you're vegan and you want to see how evil cream can be.
Yeah. It's funny there's no like animal testing.
So I'm about to say the same thing. It's funny that they're not like testing on cats.
Yeah.
Imagine if the final she had to save a ton of cats from being animal
That'd
tested.
be fun. A bunch of cats running out of a factory. The
love it if it was
CEO
like-
shaking his fist like, ah, no.
It's happened again.
Periwinkle. Do you think, I don't know.
If you're a fan of the comic book, it's not for you.
No.
If you're a fan of action films, it's not for you.
You're a fan of Halle Berry? It's not a fan for you. It's
No.
quite upsetting.
It's one of those films that I think it's for nobody. But because the movie's so generalized and trying to be for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like that famous statement, a movie made for everybody is made for nobody.
Exactly.
And that's what this feels like.
I don't know. I don't know who... That's fine, but then who the hell pitched the basketball scene for everybody?
Do you reckon they just fucking made it?
What?
Like they just, like it wasn't meant to be anywhere, and then they just fucking did it.
What, just made it?
And the
like...
producer went, what's this? Why is this in the film?
Why did
And
he get so... There must be a story behind this, man. One-worded directors have this weird, like... I don't know how they
Him
do
and
it.
Ballistic, right? X versus 7.
Yeah.
That was a one-worded director.
So who would watch this kind?
I'm convinced if you've only got one name, you've been born without a soul, and that's why your movies are so soulless.
Yeah, fair enough. But they get made, so...
Then you get mad.
Egg on our face.
The fuck is Teoh supposed to mean?
Yeah, I think it's foreign.
It feels like a movie that's only for Teoh. to be honest.
Yeah, who would watch this Pete off? Because he just goes, I got to chill with Halle Berry for like a couple of weeks.
I also think if anyone's a fan of I feel your gags, like it's probably for you, because I had a blast. I was like, we need more I feel your gags in mainstream films.
I think Shakespeare did that. Ophelia, you know, it's very poetic.
I feel your Hamlets.
All right. Who would watch? We haven't really thought. It's a pretty...
Again, this is one of those ones I don't think's for anyone. It's like a Pluto Nash.
Yeah.
It's like, who's it for?
I think if you're a bit drunk and like with some friends, it might be a bit fun. But even then, there's funner ones to watch.
Definitely. It's too long. If
too
it was
long.
20 minutes shorter, maybe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fat. Because I think it's all really funny up until it decides it actually wants to be an action movie, and then it's insufferable.
It's so bad. We didn't talk about it because it's so boring. As a Ferris wheel scene, cut that.
Oh yeah, that is a really fucking awful scene.
Yeah.
I do love it though, because Benjamin Bratt like stops everything and turns around to get all the credit, and she gets it all, and he's like, "Oh, I'm emasculated."
Oh, I'm gonna beat somebody up.
I think it's probably for... I think it's set a good standard for superhero films that shouldn't be made. And you should watch it to know...
True. Honestly, who would watch this? Marketing executives at Marvel going... Oh,
agents as well, just being like, cool, so we should never put our people in these.
Yeah. And then, I guess, Iron Man came out, and they were like, that worked. Don't know how Iron Man got made. Alright, Carl, palate cleanser?
Let's both talk about WandaVision.
Oh yeah, that's actually very true.
Yeah. Thoughts?
I was really enjoying it, and then it ended in the best plot. You know, in fairness to them, I didn't see that plot twist coming. That it turned out to be just a Marvel movie, and that really sucked, and that was pretty depressing.
I really like the episode where they explained why it was all sitcoms.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I do like now that Malcolm in the Middle is canon in the Marvel universe.
Same. Because I had friends at work that have mostly learned English through sitcoms.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a really soft spot for sitcoms. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was actually quite an interesting take.
That's quite nice.
So
it's just a shame the last, just the ending.
Well, I thought they tried to do some, good stuff. I actually quite like the twist that they put the hex around the whole thing. Spoilers for WandaVision.
Yeah, big spoilers. But I did like that until it was they just said it an episode before, hey, can't do a hex in here. Don't forget that. Wink to the camera. There were bits I really liked, but just in general, I just think it ended so...
Because I think it ends really strong in terms of she doesn't get to keep the kids. She doesn't get to keep Vision.
But she's got a Vision. What's the white Vision now?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, still, I think the interesting thing is the fact that in the end, a lot of these television shows will probably never matter. They're more just if you want to spend more time with a character, that's on you, because they clearly understand.
Are they doing more of these? Are they?
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 a year.
Yeah, someone told me that for the next year, there's gonna
Falcon and the Winter Soldier starts next week.
There's gonna be a piece of Marvel content every week.
Yeah, every Friday.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I'm really keen for the Loki one. You seen the trailer for that? With,
No,
I
did. Yeah.
I like it because it's him. It's a big supernatural heist thing where all of the unexplainable things in human history are him stealing shit.
That's kind of cool.
So yeah.
But here's my this has been really cool, and it's great to see these characters. But I just feel it's a shame that they had this really cool, unique concept, and kind of just went down the bland route by the end.
But I mean, that's what they
are.
Yeah.
But it's just upsetting that they teased at the start, hey, we're going to do a 20 minutes black and white episode.
But again, I still think that they did more mature stuff in this than they have before. In terms of, they still kind of kill those kids, and it was just an expression of her grief, because she'd been through so much.
It is funny that...
And also, actually, I really like the part where she realized she'd done such awful things to everybody in the town.
I was going to say that.
That was actually pretty...
But then she gets no consequences. She's just I'm going to leave. The whole town's
she will in the movies.
Something. Get something.
Yeah. So, because in the end, the issue will always be, it's just another chapter.
Yeah.
In an overarching thing that never kind of ends. So
It's just a big blob.
Yeah.
I will say, I think I kind of hate it, but also kind of love that Vision and the other Vision just in the library having a chat.
I loved that. I thought it was terrific because I've read like Vision comics and it's like, yeah, he would be able to talk himself down. Like, which one? It basically was like, which one of us is Vision? And they were like, wait, what?
Well, hang on. This statement is false. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop.
I thought it was like interesting to learn that because the final episode was only done like a week or two prior to it being released.
Edited and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was like apparently a ton more with all the supporting characters, and they just didn't have time to do it. Like that rabbit she had is supposed to be like a demon, and then then the supporting characters are all gonna like try and have to kill the demon down in the basement.
That's cool.
So
It was only 9 episodes, which did feel weird.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be 10, and then the first 3 were supposed to come out on debut. Then they did only 2 because they realized that they didn't actually have... Like, if they had done 3 on debut, the finale wouldn't have been done in time. Yeah. They would have had to delay it. That's why there's also, like, some weird shots because they didn't have time to render the CGI and stuff.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, interesting.
What do you what would you rank it, like, as a Marvel product? Where'd you put it? Sort of
the lower bit of the top 10.
Yeah, fair enough. Kind of just middle slot.
I
think it's cool what they do.
I think it's because of what it's trying to do and its aesthetics and everything. And there's lots of clever stuff in it too.
Yeah, and
it's like just a cut above their average.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I feel great because now next time if I watch like another past Marvel film, because those Vision and Wanda scenes are always very strange. I'm just like, I don't care. But now I'm like, oh, I do care.
Yeah. I think they did a good job being like, this is why they're in love, because they've never established it before, and I went, sad.
Sad.
Yeah, it is sad. So yeah. Alright, Oscar, so next week we're going to be reviewing American Psycho 2, which has been suggested by a viewer. Very exciting.
Very exciting.
It is going to be part of our sequel month.
Yeah,
we're only doing sequels. This was our final of our superheroes.
We're doing sequels, because there's some great films out there, but what happens after the films? That's what we want to know.
Yep.
If you want to, suggest a film, please email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. This was sent in by email, so there you go. Look at this. We bow down to anything. Email is the most powerful tool you guys have. And
true.
Use it.
It's like the wheel.
Yeah, of podcasting.
Yep.
Pretty much. And I guess we'll end that statement there.
Shout out to Wheels.
Shout out to Wheels. Should we talk about... Should we
talk about Hot Wheels?
Oh, yeah.
This episode of Who Would Watch This is brought to you by Hot Wheels.
You wouldn't believe the Hot Wheel money we're getting.
I know, it's crazy. You wouldn't believe that a lot of our listener base is like 10-year-olds.
And also little cars.
Just little race tracks. Oh, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.